Hello, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. My name is Martin and I'm an employee in eazyBI in support team, and I will be the host today for this webinar about eazyBI for Confluence. With me today, we also have Zane, who will tell you more about the analytical part, and then we have three more guys who will do the backup in case you have some interesting questions. So we are really happy that there were almost 100 interested guys who interested about this conference, about this webinar. And we will record this webinar and then send information where you can access this recording. And if you have some questions, please use the questions and answers form for this Zoom tool to send those questions, and we will try to answer them at the end of this session. And if we will not be able to answer them today, we will answer them on the emails. So as some of you know, we had already a chance to publish Jira analytics in Confluence pages. But now we have our newborn baby. We have eazyBI for Confluence, which is a totally different product, separate application. And it allows you not just publish Jira analytics in Confluence pages, but also analyze Confluence analytics. And we will try to show you how cool is our new product. All right. So we will start with the Confluence part, with the analytics, how you can use Confluence and then see where the page views, how many pages were created, and also how you can add external data. So this part will be covered by Zane. Then I will show you how to publish eazyBI reports on Confluence pages, and how can you get use of this data that you have created in eazyBI reports. And I'll also tell you some news about the pricing. So yeah, please buckle up so this journey can start, and I will give floor to Zane. Zane, we can't hear you. Please check the microphone.
You can also give me sharing space. So I'm really excited to see so many of you have interest in eazyBI for Confluence. And I will start with a short overview and show what insight you can get from eazyBI. So eazyBI is a business intelligence tool for data analysis and visualization. And eazyBI for Confluence is still a business intelligence tool for data analysis and visualization, but it has also integration with Confluence. It means that you can analyze data from different systems and also from Confluence. And eazyBI understands the core structure of Confluence and Confluence spaces and pages. Some of you may know eazyBI as reporting tool for Jira, but I would say it's more than that, because reporting is only the visible part, the final product of analytics. So how this works? So you have some source system, Confluence, and maybe some other for customer data or team member data or for sales. Then you can import this data into eazyBI. When the data are imported, then you in eazyBI can explore those data, play around, build some analytics, visualize them, look for patterns, build some reports using building blocks like measures, numerical values, and dimensions, different viewpoints on data. When you have come up with something meaningful, something that would give some value for other team members, colleagues, partners, and customers, then you may publish those reports. You may do it in eazyBI, or usually our customers like to see those reports in environment where they are working, like in the Confluence or on the wallboard in some meeting rooms, or maybe in some completely other web page. So it's your choice. Now I will concentrate on the first two steps, data import and how to create reports, and what insight you can get from those reports. So when you have installed eazyBI on Confluence, there will be a new section on the navigation bar, eazyBI. And this eazyBI, you can create several different accounts, and for each of those accounts, there could be different data sources and users who can access it. So as data source for each account, as I mentioned, could be Confluence or some other external data system. For the Confluence, eazyBI can read what kind of speech spaces you can access on your Confluence and will offer it as a list. You can select them all or handpick one by one. As well, you can mark that you would like to analyze search queries and process events. So it means that eazyBI, starting from this moment, will listen to search queries and page view events and collect data on those activities, when and who are doing that. And then click on import and you are ready to go. After that, eazyBI will create some basic building blocks from which you can build analytics. The most obvious need to analyze is usually page views. Who, when, and what has been viewed. So it kind of shows what which part of our Confluence space are the most interesting for our team members or our customers. So I will give you some examples, what kind of analytics it can give us. There is one analytic showing when our customers or teammates are reading the documentation. Maybe it can represent when they have the pattern, when they have time, or the pattern of their working process. So, for example, this line shows page views over dates, and we can see that it is a really nice pattern of working days and weekends. This would be something that I would expect. But we can also look on the same pattern, like weekday-wise and hour-wise, to see which part of the day our Confluence page is most heavily used and which day of the week. This shows us some insight on our customer behavior when they are working on a particular business domain. For example, if your spaces are organized for different business purposes, like for sales, there is one space, and for customer relations, there is another space, and for development tasks, there is another place, you can analyze those data by space and see the page use and the reading pattern, business domain-wise. So another thing that we can learn from data imported into eazyBI is the most popular pages. Which pages contain the most interesting content or most relevant content for our customers and teammates. This allows us to keep those pages up to date. Another thing is, as I mentioned, is search queries. So we can also analyze search queries. For search queries, I have two lists. One is top search queries. So we can get some insight what are most popular keywords and topics to people like to read. And the other is the search queries without results. So maybe there are some keywords customers are looking for, but they are not covered. So there's also some space to improve our Confluence space. Interesting side effect for this is while I was building those reports, I noticed that my nice pattern for page views was a bit different for the last 30 days. I noticed that my page view pattern had a spike at the end of the October. It's kind of abnormal. So I wanted to investigate it and built a report, a small report, excuse me. Yeah, this one. And I built a report. I wanted to see whether it's something only, it's only something that was related to page view activities or something more. And I noticed that there's also some increase in search queries at the same day. So I wanted to investigate deeper. What was that? And I built a report and could drill through those search queries. So apparently there was hackers who were trying to test our documentation space. And I thought this is interesting for me as a team member who usually doesn't handle such kind of questions, but now I'm aware of those activities as well. And yeah, kind of can see other processes in our spaces through reporting. But do not worry, there's no problems with hackers. We have some other mechanisms how to handle those activities. So I think it's good. So yeah, one option what you can analyze with eazyBI is page views and what are patterns for our customers and team members to consume the content. The other side of content is people who are creating the content, the authors, and what are their habits and activities. So you can analyze it with eazyBI as well. We have data on page creation, page versions, and when they were updated. In this view, for example, I have given 2 examples. One is representing a heat map when the authors or page creators feel most creative or when they have the time to do it. It gives me some insight whether they are not working overtime or maybe when they feel more creative, it looks like it's in the middle of the week and on afternoons. And if I see something out of expected, like I see that someone is working at the 10 in the evening, I can still go and investigate who is this, who is the one who is working so late in the evening. Okay, I see that this some person, it's our CEO. Apparently he does not have so much free time on hand to write everything down he would want to. Maybe we can figure something out to make his life more easier. Another report shows me top authors. So those are most active content creators. New pages and new page versions, they are keeping the Confluence space up to date. And even there's some information on their last activity. So from this, what can I get is that most likely those people has the most experience in work with Confluence and as well in some particular business domain areas. The business domain could be resembled, as I mentioned, through spaces and pages. So I can, for example, look only for some pages related to Confluence and see who are the people who are working with this content and go for some advice if I need in this domain. Then is another list, what comes from those page updated dates and who is working with them is list of pages which are not updated for a long time. So I have ordered all pages by the update date. And I see that some of them are not updated for quite a long time. And the second is I wanted to see whether those pages are still popular among readers. So if they are still popular, are not updated for a long time, probably we should double check the content, whether it needs some improvements. But if they are not updated for a long time and there are only few readers, maybe we can clean it up and get rid of those pages. So yes, the basic, the core functionality and basic functionality that we offer right now is to analyze Confluence content through page views and through author activities. But you can enrich the information from other data sources. You can add some additional information on pages or about users. In my case, I wanted to know content creator activities based on the team they are part of. So I imported additional data about teams to the users, which allowed me to group users by teams as team property. Now I have grouped all users by teams and can see how they are performing as a team, how many users are in the team, and how many pages they have created and updated in their effort. Of course, you can build as well some reports from other data sources without Confluence. But this is something which is core functionality of the eazyBI. So I have showed you a few use cases on how you can analyze data from Confluence. But now Martin will show you how you can share this knowledge among your team and with your customers and partners.
Thank you, Zana. It was a wonderful journey. And we see that if we are CEOs, we may be careful what we share for our reports, but then otherwise people can see that we are working late. So, but of course, this is a joke, and I will try to show you how to publish this information. But first, I want to share that if you search in the marketplace, you would be able to find that there are 3 products with the name tag eazyBI. But first 2 of them are for Jira mainly, and the last one is the Confluence product, which is the new product we are talking about today. So if you use Confluence and you would like to do these analytics for Confluence, you would need to pick this product. But there could be cases where you combine 2 of them. In case you want to analyze Jira as well as Confluence, you would need to have 2 products. So yeah, let's say I have a Confluence cloud, and I have a Confluence space on this cloud, and I want to have some analytics. So what could I do? After I have installed both of these products, since I'm using eazyBI not just for Jira but also for Confluence, I can create a new blank page. Let's call it analytics. Come on. Yep. And now sorry. And there I will add some text. Here we have some analytics. And then I would choose a macro. And if you search by eazyBI, you would see either 2 or 4 macros. If you use eazyBI just for Confluence, you would see only those two first ones. If you use also eazyBI for Jira, you would also see 2 more. So let's start with the eazyBI for Confluence. So Zana showed you that you can create either 1 report or you can create a dashboard, which is a combination of multiple reports. So I will pick as the first example eazyBI for Confluence dashboard. So here I can see those 4 accounts, which I can also see here. I have 4 accounts. In each of these accounts can be separate cube. This one is built on sales. This one is built on Confluence analytics. So I will choose the one that is in this account. I will maybe take this one. Yeah, and I can either preview or simply insert this as a gadget, and I can directly see my dynamic report on my Confluence cloud page. In the similar way, I can add more macros and maybe add data built based on Jira, if that's the case. We have a lot of Jira customers, so we are also adding this possibility to publish Jira analytics on Confluence pages. So I would again pick the dashboard with the Jira analytics and choose one of my dashboards I have created. And then I have pretty much published 2 dashboards. Okay. And I will publish this page. Oh, there's already one page with this new. Let's publish like this. And what I did, I just created a page with some analytics. So in a similar way, it would work also for Confluence for server, and you can publish not just Confluence analytics or Jira, but you can also add another account, which would be maybe sales information or other figures that you are interested in. So you would just add one more macro, again eazyBI, and then choose for Confluence report. Pick the sales cube this time and say, I want this bar chart again on my cloud page. Yeah, here it is. And this is how you publish it for your users. And then everybody who has access to this page will see this analytics page and can be able to analyze any aspect that you would like to give them. So yeah, so the most important is that these are 2 separate applications if you use Jira and Confluence, but you can also use just Confluence. That's also okay. So I've shown you how to publish the eazyBI objects in Confluence pages. And we also would like to express that we have reduced the cloud pricing for Confluence Cloud. If you would search the pricing today, right now, you would see a little bit higher prices. So we reduce them. And by the end of this day, you would already have the new pricing. And if you use Confluence Server, we would stress out that it would be great that you make the purchase by the end of this year, because then you have the 50% discount, and we will send the promo code after this webinar. And I think it should be also shared in the chat room or in the notes by my colleagues as I speak. So yeah, this is pricing, and then maybe we can look what was the most important things that we can take away from this webinar. So remember, it has a built-in integration with Confluence, and it gives you the possibility to analyze page views, analyze some aspects from the author perspective. Yeah, and if you use Jira and Confluence, these are 2 separate apps that you need to have. And eazyBI for Confluence also supports additional external data sources like SQL, REST API, and CSV. I would also like to add that these are just first incremental, this is first incremental of the product, and we will develop this product furthermore and add more features and analytics in the future. Our newborn baby will grow, that's for sure. And so if you haven't already taken the trial, you can start exploring this tool, and don't miss the promo code if you use it for Confluence Server. So maybe I can invite some panelists to, if they saw that you have sent some questions, maybe Jānis Gulbis can join and tell if we had some questions from the audience, and if we can answer them as we have some time. Jānis, are you there?
Hi, yeah, I'm currently already answering some of those questions publicly, so these questions can be seen, I believe, in the Q&A section, and I am answering some of them. One of the questions was about the ability to see which pages are not updated for a while and whether or not they are interesting. And I believe Zane already showed that and answered that within the webinar. Also, there was a question about archived pages and archived spaces, whether or not you can analyze archived spaces. And as much as I know, currently it is not possible because of some limitations. So we will look into that, and we will share this information when it's available. I believe that currently we do not have access in the space import page for eazyBI.
So maybe in the future.
Yeah. And another question was about ability to analyze data or table data in the Confluence page itself. Currently, this option is also not available, although we are planning to implement integrations with other apps that can hold additional data within the Confluence page, and probably we will see if it's possible to analyze data from tables within Confluence as well. So if you have any further feature requests or ideas about the data that we should or might analyze within Confluence, any Confluence specific apps with some data that you would like to analyze, please keep those comments and feedbacks coming, because as you might know, eazyBI is actively listening to the feedback, and we are building integrations and specifications and features that are most requested by our customers. And as first customers, you have the ability to move this needle in your direction, if you like. That is all from me. Thanks.
Okay, thank you. I see that there are a couple of more questions that are still open, and very likely we will answer them on the written form. We will collect all of them and then publish them for all the guys who registered for this webinar, since we are running out of the time. And I want to say thank you all for joining and for listening. As I said, there will be a promo code. We will share it, and you will have the opportunity to have the 50% discount code on Confluence server. And for cloud, reduced pricing will be available already by the end of this day. So take a trial, ask us questions, try to find answers in community. Take this journey and have a Confluence on a new level. I want to say again, thank you for joining, and wish you have a nice day and evening or wherever you are. So, okay, thanks. Bye-bye.